SunnyV2, how X Factor destroyed a contestant's entire life. What?
When Zoe Alexander received 4 no's from the X Factor judges, her entire life fell apart over a 10-year period, and the whole thing was documented on camera from 100 different angles. It all began with this email right here, in which Zoe first reached out to the X Factor requesting to appear on the show, explaining that she was a 22-year-old Pink impersonator but wanted to audition as herself. After being accepted as a contestant, Zoe was asked to send through 5 songs she wanted to sing, yet the X Factor then specifically demanded that Zoe audition as Pink.
They wanted me to sing a Pink song. He basically said that if I didn't, I wouldn't be going on the show. So they wanted me to sing a Pink song. He basically said that if I didn't, I wouldn't be going on.
Congrats on making a short list to potentially see the judges for X Factor. So we'll be in touch soon to confirm if you have any audition music. You need to prepare 5 songs for the audition. Solo singer or group, we want to encourage you to choose a wide and varied selection of songs that best showcase you, your voice, and what kind of pop star you would like to be. Remember, this audition is your chance to stand out from the crowd. Pick songs that define you as a singer. Your 5 song choices are your decision. It's fine to sing what you've sung before if that's what you'd like to do, but please also think of some fresh, interesting, and different song choices. Think of songs that may surprise the judges. Maybe a contemporary... what? Wait, how? So she said they wanted her to sing
Pink.
They wanted me to sing a Pink song.
a Pink song.
He basically said that if I didn't, I wouldn't be going on the show.
To sing a Pink song. So they're pretty much like saying, choose 5 songs of your choice. But in a way, they're trying to say, they're pretty much saying choose 5 of your choice, but they have to be this, in a sense. Am I getting that right?
Show. So I agreed.
After agreeing to do so, Zoe was invited in for an interview where they continued to ask her about Pink.
All he wanted to talk about was Pink. Have you seen Pink live? Do you know Pink's real name? Do you think you're like Pink in real life?
With Zoe adding that they had no interest in her personally, showing that the X Factor had an ulterior motive to create a story out of her being Pink. Before heading out on stage, one of the X Factor producers then encouraged Zoe to give an overly emotional performance.
And he said, make sure you use all of the stage. If the judges say no, beg them, cry, get down on your knees and beg.
So when she'd appear in front of the judges just a few minutes later,
That's too much. That's too much, bro. Cry, beg. What do you mean? Why? For what? She shouldn't have to do that.
this is what went down.
I'm gonna sing So What by Pink.
Pink, okay. Off you go.
After stating that she was gonna sing So What by Pink, Zoe gave a boisterous emotional performance, using the whole stage with excessive facial expressions. However, the focus on her physical delivery and a few other things which we'll talk about later meant the singing was fairly average, leading the judges to stop her mid-song before stating this.
I honestly think that you need to go away and take the time to find yourself as an artist.
Despite this, the judges were kind enough to give her a second chance.
Should we get a second song?
Yeah.
I want to give you a chance.
Yet she was then stopped midway through her second song before the judges once again implied that they didn't think she was good enough.
Because at the moment it just sounds like every other average sort of singing voice.
But as the judges explained that she wouldn't be going to the next round, Zoe turned the criticism back onto them.
You told me to sing a Pink song. I didn't want to sing a Pink song. You guys told me to sing a Pink song.
sing a Pink song.
Zoe then proceeded to lose her temper before bringing her dad onto the stage, swearing at the judges and throwing the microphone toward them. After some more chaos then went down backstage, Zoe lashed out at the cameraman ending the segment. However, in terms of negative feedback, this was really only the start.
So she didn't want to do it how they told her to do it. So then why the fuck are they emailing her saying that do it this way? And the judges are saying we didn't want that. They hold her for real, bro. They fucked her. They finessed her.
ending the segment. However, in terms of negative feedback, this was really only the start. The family was so distraught from the event that they drove home in silence, yet Zoe seemed convinced that they wouldn't include her performance in the final cut of the show.
I still didn't believe that they would show my audition on TV. I mean, how could they show the systematic bullying leading to a breakdown of a woman? It would be too upsetting.
Until about an hour after arriving home, when a Daily Mail reporter who was at the audition called the family to get a statement for an article and to tell Zoe that she was definitely going to appear on television.
They will edit it in any way they can to show it on TV because it is TV gold.
With this information,
TV gold. Yeah, more clicks, more fucking likes for them, more money in their pockets. They don't give a fuck. That's usually how it goes. If it's negative, if it has a lot of controversy behind it, if it has a lot of talk behind it, pretty much if it's negative, it's gonna go on TV. Simple as that. Simple as that.
and Zoe's mental health began to decline rapidly.
I couldn't sleep. I just stayed up every night. I can't stress to you enough what an emotional wreck I was. I didn't trust anyone, and I just kept breaking down, crying.
Made even worse by the countless articles talking about the situation before the episode had even gone live. Then, after 6 weeks of fear, Zoe's phone began to ring.
I got a phone call from the X Factor informing me that they were going to air my audition. I was honestly so terrified. I just said no and put the phone down.
Within hours of the episode going live, the performance was being called the most shocking audition ever, while other publications such as The Mirror called her X Factor's most shocking contestant ever. As a result of this, Zoe stated, "I was recognized everywhere I went, laughed at, pointed at, threatened. Both myself and my dad have been threatened with violence to the point that my dad had to physically defend us."
I'd go to the gym and people...
You're fucking weirdos, bro. Fucking weirdos. Why not leave them alone? Look their way. If it's not positive, move on with your day. Fuck is you doing threatening them, following them, talking shit to them, laughing, like, for what? What's the point of that shit? I'm saying? People are fucking weird, bro. I swear.
People would watch the video on their phones in front of me and then whisper and laugh.
Despite this, Judge Tulsi Constantopoulos refused to change her attitude on the situation, stating there is always going to be the odd person who throws a massive hissy fit. Thousands of people over the years have auditioned, and this one person couldn't control their temper and threw a fit. But I don't think that's a reason for everyone to go, "You've got to think about their emotions." That was one person. Those are her issues, and she chose to bring those issues to the stage. Given she now had no other option, Zoe began to defend herself by stating that the show deliberately tried to make me out to be this girl with a bad attitude, before she theorized that the X Factor deliberately encouraging her to sing a Pink song was part of a plan to increase ratings through televising a poor performance, which would explain why the producers encouraged her to be emotional in the minutes before the audition. Zoe Alexander was set up for a fall, and yes, she couldn't sing, but that isn't the issue under discussion. Setting people up to mockery by deliberately enhancing their self-image beyond their talents is cruelty bordering on human rights infringement. Zoe's volatile nature would have been spotted in one of the earlier auditions, and then stoked up so she would outburst on TV, and thereby encourage a flagging audience to tune in with the expectation of future Jerry Springer moments. Shameful, just shameful, yet others were a little less compassionate. Look, she may have been set up by producers, which isn't fair, but at the end of the day, she can't sing. The judges were just being polite by using the identity thing as an excuse because she did get to sing a second song, which she was also rubbish at.
And it's crazy too, because like she got a second chance. And when's the last time you ever heard of that? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. She was set up, bro. And it's unfair. Whether she was good or not, I don't know. I didn't hear it. I don't know how she sounds, but like she was set up. So it's like, that's like one of y'all going in for this. You're ready to sing. They're telling you, oh, you got to sing this certain song. Or pick one of these songs and sing it. Right? And then you get there and the judges are telling you, we didn't want that. That's a slap to the fucking face. Again, good or not, we're not talking about that. It's just the fact that she got set up and the judges, based off the clip, they didn't know anything of it. They didn't want that. We didn't ask for that. That's crazy, bro.
Her violent/physical outburst was wrong, full stop. Yes, it's unfair for producers to mislead her, but her reaction was atrocious and very bratty. Also,
her reaction was bratty, 100%. I agree. She did too much. But again, blame the producers, bro. Because I'm pretty sure if she wasn't set up, right, and she went along with what she wanted to do, being herself or whatever case have you, right, she probably would have got denied if it was that bad, right? But she probably wouldn't have thrown that fit. I don't know. It could have gone a million ways, bro.
Also, her dad shouldn't have brought her back onto the stage either, as this escalated the whole situation. She got to sing 2 songs, whereas most people get to sing 1, and she wasn't good enough end of. Yet Zoe didn't stop pushing back against what had happened. Approximately 7 months after the audition went live, an article was published by BBC News titled "X Factor Cleared Over Pink Tribute Act Complaints," in which it was explained that Zoe had gone to the government broadcasting agency Ofcom, claiming that the X Factor had ignored her track choices, changed her song list, and dictated her outfit and hairstyle, insisting on her appearing in her pink persona. Yet the agency found that the judges' comments were balanced, and her violent reaction after the audition was unacceptable by any standards, whatever her perceived grievance. Accordingly, Ofcom has not upheld Miss Alexander's complaint, with articles such as this one perpetuating Zoe's nightmare.
People said to me, oh, don't worry, it'll blow over, it won't last forever. And it lasted for years and years and years.
Things became even worse when Zoe's performance racked up almost 100 million views in compilations such as these 2. However, with comments such as "I don't trust..."
I ain't gonna lie. After this, I'm gonna see that clip. Because again, I don't know if she was asked or not.
Any of these after hearing Zoe Alexander's story, it seemed there was more that was yet to be discussed. On the 20th of July 2020, Zoe uploaded her own video titled "Zoe Alexander X Factor The Truth," in which she now revealed that the performance itself had been edited and even CGI'd to make the X Factor look good and Zoe look bad. She stated the judges actually began the audition by essentially insulting her,
and he moved on to tell me that I was very overconfident, which wasn't shown on TV.
And after she started singing, the audience went crazy by cheering. However, in the final cut of the show, this had been reversed, so the audience was instead cheering while the judges gave their opinions.
In the broadcast footage, the audience reaction has been completely changed.
The power of editing is insane. The power of editing, the power of Photoshop is insane, bro. Talking about some after the judges talk, y'all put in the clapping. Boy, what?
Changed. The audience could be heard clapping and cheering her words, as if she was voicing the opinion of the entire audience. In fact, the audience at that moment sat in silence.
As a person who was in the audience, we were told to keep quiet when the judges say anything, so yeah, you're definitely telling the truth. Zoe went on to explain that the music they played was also different to what she'd sent through.
The track that they played was not the track that I had sent them. It was in a different key and it was a different track.
And when she'd thrown the microphone, she'd done so because they'd turned it off while she was explaining what had happened.
Then I realised that they turned the microphone off, and that was when I threw it to the floor. But somehow in the video I threw it like that. I didn't. I threw it to the floor.
Zoe then debunked the segment where she'd seemingly walked off and come back with her dad.
I categorically did not leave the stage and subsequently return hand in hand with my father. Once again, the footage has been completely fabricated. Another example of the X Factor's over-imaginative editing.
Before she added that even the judges' comments had been inserted at a later date.
Also, Nicole did not stand up and say, "No, baby, no." That did not happen. So they were cut in afterwards to produce the footage in their fictitious storyline.
After heading backstage, another...
So it's the views, bro. It's that view. The more clicks, the more money. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's insane, bro. Shout out to editing, and I'm saying shout out to editing because they did her dirty like that and how they gave the final product. They did too much, but shout out to editing for switching the story, bro.
Another scene was filmed in which Zoe begged the cameraman to stop filming. However, this also didn't make the cut.
I was saying, please stop filming me, please stop filming me.
This scene was cut from the broadcast footage and replaced with even more fabricated footage, which better suited their storyline, as it didn't portray me as aggressive. The real footage would have clearly demonstrated the broken and emotional state into which I had been bullied.
And with this information, everybody began to stand up for her. I admit I was one of the many who laughed and thought you were this crazy lady who was just mad that you lost the audition. caption, "I'm so sorry, they're so horrible for doing you like this," with others informing Zoe that her video had blown up outside of YouTube. Over on TikTok, a relatively small account made a 15 million view video talking about what had happened, which when duetted by Zoe, gained a further 27 million views, with almost everybody sticking up for Zoe. As a result, Nicole Scherzinger's comment section began to fill with comments regarding Zoe's treatment, and therefore the judge did this.
Can we just talk about the fact that Nicole Scherzinger has blocked me on TikTok?
Despite this, the main
Blocked her on TikTok?
Just talk about the fact that Nicole Scherzinger has blocked me on TikTok.
That makes them look even more sus, bro. The little shit you see on the internet, you blocking this woman makes you look more sus. Makes the whole X Factor look more guilty. You know what I'm saying? Ah, man. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, bro. X Factor, she don't need them. You know what I'm saying? If she wanted to, if her channel's going well, if that's still up, she can do her thing. She can, you feel me, upload her little singing thing, whatever have you, and she can go from there, bro.
Despite this, the mainstream media ran with the story, causing the X Factor to backpedal rapidly.
You have made the X Factor turn off their Instagram comments. You have made the X Factor turn off their YouTube comments. And you have made the X Factor change the title and description of my X Factor audition video.
With a 19 million view audition video having since been removed altogether. On top of this,
Removed?
Zoe's appearance has also
shit.
been taken out of the mega viral top 5 angriest contestants video, which when considering Zoe's poor attitude and the show's sketchy editing, feels like a reasonable middle ground between the two parties.
I want to see this shit, bro. That's crazy. Wait, the story of the Sidemen? He did a Sidemen? I might have to react to that. I ain't gonna lie. I might have to react to that. I'm curious to see what he says. You know what I'm saying? This was 2 years ago, too. That's crazy. Crazy how one person successfully shut down an entire segment of the entertainment industry. After what she did, no one ever trusted talent shows ever again. This should be made into a movie. A documentary type shit. You know what I'm saying? Surely sad how TV shows would rather ruin someone's life than to make a genuine episode. It's all for the clicks, bro. It's all for the clicks. Surely sad to see the X Factor go out of their way to ruin her life because of one outburst. Glad to see the audience and public side with her instead of siding with the X Factor. Zoe didn't deserve the treatment she got at all. She seems like a genuine person. That's crazy, bro. They some hoe ass motherfuckers for that for sure. All four of them. Well, them and then the team. They probably don't have much power. They're just judges, but like the editing team and everybody else and shit like that. I don't know, bro. That's fucking insane, though. That's actually insane. Listen, man, let me know what you guys thought. That's my reaction. If you enjoyed, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. I'm out.